Uh, guess who's back with another tier list that nobody asked for. This time it's Battle Pass units. I felt like this was necessary. Don't ask me why. First off, Kira. I don't know what to tell you. He has good DPS. He has really strong path summons that also inflict explosion. He himself inflicts explosion. His path summons inflict explosion. His manual inflicts explosion. Oh my god! If I say explosion one more time, I'm going to explosion all over myself. Like Jesus Christ! Lots of explosions. That's all you have to know. His categories are not the best. He could have a lot better, and his lead is mid. He's gonna get an evo in the future. I'm confident in it. But the main thing is the way his ability works is every time he attacks, he applies 1 stack of detonate to the enemies, and essentially for every stack, which can stack up infinitely, whenever he activates his manual, so what happens is it deals his damage times the number of stacks of detonate on the enemy to that enemy in the form of explosion, which in theory brings his DPS to some of the best in the entire game. He's super strong. Forgot about these guys. Should probably address this. I don't know. No clue. I don't even know what they do. I think Fear and I think Bloodthirsty. So they're terrible. No matter how you look at it, they would be here. They would be here. So it's kind of interchangeable. I just couldn't give a reason why. I know they're bad. I know they're bad. I just couldn't tell you why they're bad, which is why I decided to make this little tier for them. And it is in fact below Hot Booty Buns. They are even worse than anything that's here, which should really tell you something. Edo, amazing, insanely high DPS, just really good. I can't remember all of it off the top of my head. Just take my word for it. Ridiculously strong, really cool model. Honestly, really well made. But there is one minor thing, and it says it here for all to see. Not hybrid. She isn't hybrid, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that. If she was, she'd be up here, maybe even above, but she isn't, so she's down here, which isn't great. War Devil, kind of in the same boat. Super strong, except for one minor little thing, and that is the setup. The setup is egregious. You can give her, I think, I want to say 3-second full AoE cooldown, hemorrhage, good DPS, just really good. But it requires a very specific setup, which is just a pain to get together. Honestly, she's fine for what she does, which is just hits decently hard with the right setup. As far as Battle Pass units go, she's pretty good. Giselle is fine. Zombie play, the passive makes the enemies come back from the dead with 40% of their max health, capping out at 200 million, I think. Or 40 million, it's something, it's one of the two. She's fine. She has 2 good summons. I say good. She has 2 decent summons. And there's just nothing there. There's not a whole lot going on. Hit, insanely good. Really high DPS, really strong manuals. You're going here. In fact, you might even go... no. Really good. But... it could be better. The thing is, once you use his manuals are his, like, strong thing here. That's his big thing. And once you use his manuals, he's kind of done. That's kind of it. Once you've done it, there isn't a whole lot else he has to give. But... he's basically just a super boss. He's just a boss killer. He's a boss slaughterer. Especially for super bosses, because conventional nukes don't work, and his stuff is all buff based, like 1000% damage and stun all, and it gives enemies the stun effect, which makes them do 200% extra damage off of the previous multiplier. Like, super busted if you're using his manuals. Of course. Akame is kind of a weird one here. Bloodthirsty 2, which is good. Obviously, we like Bloodthirsty 2 a lot. It's very strong. It's like 300% damage, I think, something along those lines. If the enemy is bleeding. Really fast stack rate, full AoE. just good. Just good damage. It is just good damage, and there's nothing else to it. That's kind of the issue, though. If she had a little more, she could go higher. But all she has is, if the enemy is bleeding, she hits really hard, and if the enemy isn't bleeding, she isn't hitting very hard. So, like, what's going on there? I would say that I could maybe put her above there, but she doesn't have a DOT either. And, like, everybody else here just has something else. You know? Boss killer, if you get the setup right, ridiculously much higher DPS. Kira, and just stupid high DPS and an insanely good placement starter unit. Not a whole lot else going on. Definitely strong though. Hashimo, hot booty buns. Even with rising voltage, his DPS is just too low. It is so bad. He is bad. He is terrible. Blue Rose Knight. I hate this unit with burning passion. Freeze 2, I think. Super stupid unit. I hate him. I don't even know if it's a him. I don't even know. I hate them though. I hate them with fiery passion. Probably better than Kashima though. And even if they weren't, I'm gonna put them here for one reason. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make a tier. It for unit. You, where are you? You go here. You exist for one reason, and that is to get the final evolution of Kirito. That's it. You exist for nothing else. You're a sad little creature, aren't you? Yeah. I hope you eat ice cream and watch Netflix alone for the rest of your days. On another note, Butterfly Guard! Good buffer. Light sleep. Kill. Not a lot going on here. The buff is really strong, though. It is for Nature's Fury, which is a fine category. There's not a whole lot going on there, I'll be honest. But it is a 3 times buff for that, and a 2.35 for everybody else. Really good unit. You basically need them to get Virus. You kind of needed to get Virus as well. Just super good. It's always nice to have a hill buffer. Oh my god. My god. It's always nice to have a hill buffer. And sleep is also just generally good. You are going here. Rising voltage. Really good DPS. However, his SPA is egregious. His AoE is great. His damage per hit is great. He has rising voltage, which is great. It does not affect enemies who are stunned. Not really. He can't capitalize on his own thing. Not really, I don't think. Actually, no, I think it's 10 seconds. No, he can! Oh my god, I'm wrong. He is... Actually, in that case, he might actually go like... here-ish. No, yeah. Especially if you have, Poof, or Butterfly Guard, or whatever. He gets a 3 death buff from that. He's just really high DPS, because of rising voltage. If the enemies are being stunned a lot, it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. And he, I don't know. He doesn't hold up as well as he used to, and he is so expensive. So, you know, he kind of sits around here as far as Battlepass needs go. Free Sue. That's it. There's nothing else. Free Sue. I don't have anything else to say. The summon version of Ichiro Zombie or Toshiro Zombie, Zombie Toshiro, whatever, has freeze and break and way higher DPS. If that was this unit, easily here or maybe even here. But like, that's not what we have. We have this. Metallica, Bloodthirsty 2, and like that's just kind of it. Better than these two though, by quite a wide margin. So not a whole lot else going on there. Stain. I love Stain. Bloodthirst. No, Hemorrhage. My bad. Hemorrhage, which is really strong DFT passive that applies bleed, as well as another passive where stuns enemies that are bleeding if he hits them. And he has another thing where he time stops enemies that are bleeding for 40 seconds and applies vulnerable to them for the entire duration. Really solid DPS unit here. Really good DFT. Just that's kind of it. Really good for Bloody Hunt. Adds a lot more stall potential if you're running like a purely Bloody Hunt team. He's just good. He's just nice to have. And also he's like chill guy, probably. Brain Sorcerer. Crit, full AoE, nothing else. There's nothing going on in his behind this slick back hair. businessman over there. Actually, I'm like up right here. They're probably equal. Stun. Nothing. I have nothing else to say. Just stun. As for Asnot though, easy peat. Maybe actually straight up just better. The best. He applies Horror in a full AoE when full evo. Horror is Despair, Stun, and Vulnerable. I don't think I need to tell you why that's stupid busted. He has a perfect loop of it basically too. So he basically has it infinitely being applied if you don't have a like momentum or whatchamacallit. You know the one I'm talking about. The legendary one that also decreases SPA. Not Honor. I can't remember it though. His DPS is bad, which is a shame. But who cares? Who cares? Horror is so strong, and he's like one of like 3 or so units that apply it in the entire game, and he has the best AoE for it. He's so good, and I use him in every damage run I ever do. Portal Stallion, Ghosts are interchangeable, I would say. Random, but the passes in the random aren't that great. The big thing you want to look out for, though, is of course his teleport back. He teleports enemies back in range. He was, I think, the first unit to get it, and he is still decent because of it. If you don't have Esper Rival, or Dr. Dream, or Railgun, he works, I guess. Yeah, that was a lot. Maki, Chase unit. Boo! We hate Chase units. We hate Chase units around here. I'm a Chase unit hater. She has Unbreakable though, which was nice, especially at the time. She's fine. She's in this tier. Well, let me over there. She's in the tier. She's fine. She's fine. Yeah, Goldfish Swordsman. Currently unobtainable. He was in the last Battle Pass. It's the guy from Kagurabachi that I don't know the name of. You know the one. You know the guy I'm talking about. Moral of the story. He's good DPS. And that's kind of it. He has Frost Break, I think is what it's called. Which is just Freeze and Break, but worse. Like, a lot worse. But when maxed, he has Bleed. And he has tons of range. He has range to spare. He just hits really hard. He has Bleed. And if you don't want him to do his Bleed, you can leave him on Frostbreak, and he'll do fair good DPS there too. Though I do think it's kind of up to you, and I guess the passives you have will also, like, not the passive, damn. The trait you have on him will also help determine that. I would say he fits in pretty nicely, kind of towards the middle here. He's definitely, I don't think he's better. Maybe he is. I don't know. I just feel like when you're really capitalizing on Rising Voltage, it's probably stronger. And then obviously D3 are just better. He's fine though. He's good. Strongest Exorcist on Muji. Base Revive and Blindness. What more is there to say? The Blindness I think is fully aware or something like that. Blindness is vulnerable and slow, I think. Which is fine. It's just horror, but worse. Like, way worse. And the base revive is nice, but base revives just... They're good. They're good. But there are better ones. Currently unobtainable unit, though. Very sad. Lunar War Servant. Ooh, we love Lunar War Servant. Wow, yay. The main thing is not the DPS. The DPS is... fine, I guess. If you're really set it up right. The main thing is the ability to slow enemies down, which is outside of the regular slow, I think. So I think it stacks. As well as have a pretty solid time stop loop if you do it right. There's a lot going on there. Just like 2 time stops, one that's a global and one that isn't. It's confusing. It's really confusing. Currently unobtainable though. Yeah, there's some very outdated units. You could probably move him down there, though, if you wanted. He's definitely at the very bottom of this. Maybe at the top. He'd be at the top of this, though, for sure. Again, This tier is lower than this tier. These units are almost certainly worse than these ones, which is really saying something considering how bad these units are. So I guess there's that. Hate this guy. But I'm pretty comfortable with this. This looks about right. You might be able to move Edo up here, but I think she sits pretty comfortably here as well. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Bye bye.
링강 고리 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 와차 링강고 링강고 링강 고리 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 와차 링강고 링강고